Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. Thank you so much for joining me today. So just a little update on a few things that are currently taking place in regards to vlog tech over here and, well, my life in general, to be honest with you. Got a huge update that I kind of want to give you guys. But first, let's talk about this thing for a sec. So at this point in time, we are about 400 miles in. Actually, we are over 400 miles. I think we're maybe 450 miles, like 450 miles, somewhere around there. But well over 400 miles now into it. No new issues. Like I said, the pre-existing stuff that was taking place briefly, not all of it is still taking place. My camera did not charge for some reason, so I gotta make this video kind of quick, but she's still running very well. I actually drove this car non-stop for the last 4 days. Yesterday was the first day I took the Fusion out because I had to go make it like a long trip. So this did not go, but I did take this throughout the week. We did take it to everywhere we were going. So the Fusion literally sat for 4 days, and we were driving this non-stop. You can tell from the brake dust that keeps accumulating. I cannot wait to get these new pads and rotors. These old brakes they're strong. I'm actually surprised at how well it's stopping, but there's a lot of with them. She's been good. She's been driving good. No more misfires. Haven't had a misfire issue. As I stated in one of my previous vlogs. In fact, I didn't even look into what was causing the misfire, because if it's not coming back, then, well, I'm not going to worry about it quite yet. But it said it was cylinder 3 when I had it scanned, and I haven't had anything with it since. So it's been good. Slowly but surely, I'm giving it more acceleration power to see, how it's holding up. Obviously, I'm not going to go for it all at once, but the power is there, and the transmission seems to, shift well when you need that acceleration. Obviously, there's still no fourth gear, which is something that I hope to resolve soonish. Not 100% sure when, but that's why the car is not going on the highway. I was told that I could probably take it on the highway. Third gear shouldn't really hurt. I just don't want the engine to be at too high of an RPM, stuff like that. But I mean, maybe I'll chance it one of these days and we'll give it a shot. But as of right now, still not ready for it. It's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty well. So today is probably one of the last few nice days that we're gonna have, even with the warmer temperatures. It was a little over 70 degrees, and so I think our nice warmer weather is going to be coming to an end soon. So thought about doing some things with the car today. This one, I was maybe going to look into doing the blower motor resistor. Those things are expensive when they're new. I cannot believe how much they are. When I did the resistor for my Escape, it was like $20-some. And the resistor for this, if I buy it at a local store, it's over $50. I'm really surprised at how much that costs, because I don't know. And there's a lot more you gotta do with it to get to it, but I thought about doing that. But I don't feel like doing it today. The only other thing that I did think about doing was the oil pressure switch. I have that sensor. I have to get tools to change it. I don't have the right socket or extension. I'm probably gonna need something with a swivel head on it. But there again, if the day is still, nice a little bit later after I do this, maybe I'll do that. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm just gonna maybe play it by ear. It is Sunday. Tomorrow's a work day. But anyway, that's not really what I'm talking about in today's video. You guys may be wondering why I called this video, named it something in regards to the Aztek being a life changer. How my Aztek is changing my life. It sounds kind of silly because, it's Aztek. It's a old $400 Aztek. But guys, this car has kind of made me realize and make a life-changing decision just throughout the time that I've had this car. I may have mentioned it before in other vlogs where, you know, we're talking about the tech or the project or, you know, anything along those, you know, those lines. And you know, for as long as I can remember, ever since I was a kid, I've always been fascinated by cars. Cars, music, and media. Those are the three things that I've always had a real interest in. Cars always seem to be more toward the top. And then music was like always close after, you know. But I've always been fascinated with cars. I've always enjoyed doing things like collecting owner's manuals, collecting brochures, collecting repair manuals, watching my dad work on cars all the time. And it's stuff, you know, it always fascinated me. Reading Car and Driver magazine, you know, I used to draw cars. I used to actually design my own cars when I was younger. I mean, I took cars very seriously. It was just something that I was real passionate about. And then, you know, even though I've always liked cars, as I got older, you know, the cars just didn't really, you know, intrigue me as much. I kind of went more toward music. I was in my band. I still had, you know, my solo stuff, you know, to write and record and stuff. So I mean, the music kind of took over for a little while, and you know, and then it probably wasn't until I was back into like my early 20s when I decided that, you know, I started taking an interest in cars again. One thing that I always liked to do was a friend of mine has like a very private shop. You know, he works on cars. He doesn't really have a business, but through word of mouth, he's got like a great client base, I guess. I've always taken my cars to him. My previous Aztek has been to him, you know, numerous times for the work that I've had to have done on it. But even before and after that, my cars have been to his place. But you know, when I was you know, still first going to him, you know, I would just go and hang out with him and just watch him work on cars, and he'd let me do, you know, he'd let me help him with a few things. He'd show me some things, and again, it's just something that I've always been intrigued by. It was at that point when I decided that, or I didn't really decide to, but I wanted to eventually buy a project car and just have something to learn on. At that time, he had like a 1992 Cavalier or something like that. It was a blue convertible, and being that I had a Sunbird, which is obviously the counterpart to the Cavalier, I loved the car. I missed it. It was my first car, and I wanted to buy it off him, but I just didn't have the money to do it. But it needed engine work. It needed this and that, and you know, I saw it as a cool opportunity to have a second car and just use it as, you know, something to kind of tinker with, you know. So as you can see, you know, something that I had an interest in, you know, even back when this was over 10 years ago at this point, that I just really had an interest on kind of learning and tinkering with the cars and whatnot. But you know, it didn't really turn out that way. I didn't end up buying this Cavalier, and I never really did any hands-on stuff other than doing oil changes, and a little while later I learned how to do, you know, some brake work and just little minor things here and there. I would you know, learning how to tear the dashboard apart to change a stereo out, or when I had my first Aztek, I had to replace the fan speed switch, so we had to tear that out. I mean, you know, things here and there. You know, as the years went by, I documented a couple of things that I've done to my own cars. Like the original, my Escape, I did the fan speed resistor, made a video on that. My wife's old Corolla, we did a door handle change on the inside. I think I filmed that. Power steering pump noise, it turned out to be a loose pulley, so I documented that. I mean, just things here and there I would document. A lot of oil changes on like family cars and whatnot. So, I mean, you know, you can see it was something that I really had an interest in doing. Then I finally bought this thing, this 01 Aztek, and there was a lot that had to be done with it. Not going to go over everything, you know, but, you guys may have watched all the videos. It's been about 2 years now since I've had it. You know, about a month ago, almost a month, we got it back on the road, and yeah, a lot had to be done to it. But it was also the chance for me, you know, to buy a car. I knew it needed engine work. It needed all the gaskets, had a blown head gasket and whatnot. All that had to be done. And I was nervous because, you know, this was like my first time really digging into working on a car myself. You know, I did all the research that I could via the internet, which is something that I wasn't able to really utilize years and years ago anyway. But, you know, nowadays you can find a lot of good resources online, and I did what I could. I did my research. I ended up buying tools that I needed over the time. I mean, I had, you know, like a socket set and stuff, but there were like other special tools that I needed to buy, you know, throughout the time that I've been working on this. So my tool collection has slightly grown over the last 2 years. You know, it was a lot of investing into doing this, but it was also something that I was serious about. My goal was to get this thing running, and even though it was hard to kind of meet the goal in the time frame that I originally wanted to do, due to, you know, like financial circumstances and stuff, eventually, you know, we got it there. I got the engine together and running. We got it running about a year ago, actually, so it's been running for about a year at this point. And, you know, fast forward, you know, almost a year after that, and it's finally on the road. So just other things that had to be taken care of, obviously. So this car gave me the opportunity to, you know, dig my hands under the hood, you know, tear things apart, replace things, maybe try and troubleshoot a couple of things. And it's been frustrating, but I've really enjoyed doing it over the course of, you know, the time period that I've had this car. And now that it's running and on the road, and even though there's still some things here and there that, you know, we have to try to figure out, I kind of feel like at this point that I want to learn more. I want to learn more about repairing things with cars. I want to learn more about diagnosing things with cars. I want to learn how to, especially in like the electrical stuff, you know, I want to learn how to actually repair wires correctly. I want to learn how to trace down an electrical issue maybe, because, you know, a lot of cars today, there's so many electronics, you know. I want to buy and learn how to use like a scan tool or a tablet, you know, something. I just want to learn. I want to learn more. That's kind of where this next decision comes into play. So I have decided, after thinking about this for weeks and weeks, trying to give it, you know, a lot of thought, talk to my wife about it, I've decided that I want to go back to school and learn more about automotive stuff. So that means by the time that this video comes out, I probably will have already begun my 15-month journey into getting an associate's degree in automotive technology. So this is a decision that I feel like I probably should have made a long time ago, being that I was always so fascinated by cars and wanting to learn how things work and how to fix things and just, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. A lot of people throughout the years have told me that I should go into this, just because they've known the kind of work that I've liked to do. But it really wasn't until I bought this car and I would tell a lot of people, what I've done, and everybody's like, did you know how to do that? And I'm like, no. I kind of went into a lot of this stuff blindly. I did the research that I could get my hands on, and from there, once I did it all by hand, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that I kind of had to figure out as I was working on some of the stuff with this car. It appears it worked out. I made a video a few years ago, maybe almost 3 years at this point, but it was when I was getting ready to start my job at the dealership, and I kind of mentioned, I think it was that video, I don't remember now, but I got a job at the dealership doing pictures, and I like doing the pictures. I don't mind doing the pictures, because again, it's media related, it's car related, so I mean, I like doing all that, but at the same time, guys, it's just, I think I've gotten to a point now where it's obviously not a career, it's a job, and I don't want to say that I'm unhappy with it, because I'm not really unhappy with it, but it's just getting so repetitive, and I think I'm kind of getting burned out, just doing it. So yeah, I'm going to be going back to school. Like I said, by the time this video airs, I probably will have already started the classes. As a matter of fact, as this is being filmed, my first class is next week, a week from tomorrow. So yeah, there's a chance that this video is going to be out and I'm already going to be in school. So that being said, a lot of things are going to be changing, probably, well, a lot of things are going to be changing here, and also on YouTube. My free time is definitely going to be lesser than now. My work days are going to be cut, and to make up, what I'm losing throughout the week, I'm going to be working Saturdays now. So technically, I'm only going to have one day off a week from school and work, which is going to be like a Sunday. And, on that Sunday, I don't know what I'm going to want to do. I'm probably going to be, tired. I'm going to want to relax. I'm going to do what I can to keep up with doing YouTube videos. I cannot guarantee, what is going to come out of this, YouTube-wise, but, YouTube is something that I don't want to let go. I don't plan on letting go of YouTube yet. You guys like these videos. I like making these videos, so I'm going to do what I can to keep up with these videos. But if you guys start to see a little bit of the uploads, not really coming around as often, this is why. It might be a little difficult for me to film cars at the dealership now, because to make up for the time that I'm losing at work during the day, I'm going to have to stay later at work, and probably till the dealership closes every night. So we'll play that by ear. This is a routine that I gotta try to get into. I'm not really fond of changes too much. Changes honestly kind of freak me out a little bit, so I'm still really nervous about going into this. But once I start seeing how everything works out, get a routine going, I think eventually it's going to settle. I'm going to settle into a new kind of place, and be okay with it. So it's 15 months. It's 60 weeks, I think, is what the actual curriculum said. But yeah, so by the time that I graduate, they also have job placement, and hopefully they'll be able to stick me in a help me find a job being an automotive technician somewhere, and making some decent money to pay back these student loans I'm going to have after all this is done. A lot of people are going to be saying that, while working on a car at home is nothing compared to working at a car in a shop. And I get that. It's not the same. I understand. I work at a dealership. I see what these technicians have to deal with every day. But that's not stopping me. I mean, this is something I got to take the chance and do it. Like I said, something I probably should have done a long time ago. I'm 32 years old right now. I'll be 34 when I graduate this program. And it just took a lot to, I guess, push me to this decision. And that push was buying this tech and doing all this hands-on stuff. You know, it's been fascinating, and I've enjoyed it. Frustrations, of course, but it still pushes me to make this decision. You know, there's still stuff, obviously, that we got to do to the tech. Stuff's going to come up, and you know, I want to do my best to keep the tech on the road. I don't want it to end up sitting like it has been all of the months and months and months that I've had this car. So we're definitely gonna have to make time to, you know, squeeze in the repairs, rest of the repairs for this car, and bring up some content for you guys. Obviously, the other two cars that I've got, you know, we'll have more content on that. I'll try to do some like backlot cars and stuff at the dealership. But I'm just not 100% sure how frequent all of these videos are going to be out, you know. So, and then as far as, you know, buying things for the tech and everything, you know, I'm still going to be losing about a whole day's work for the next 60 weeks. So my pay is going to be slightly lesser every week than it has been. And, you know, we're going to have to adjust to that. So obviously, you know, I've got other responsibilities that I have to keep afloat. I've got a mortgage. I've got both of these other two cars to pay for. Utilities. Got to keep food on the table. There's not honestly going to be a whole lot of play money left over when it comes time to pay all those things, and it's going to be tight, you know. That being said, if you guys want to buy some Mike's Vehicle Vlog merchandise at my Teespring store and help me out a little bit, that would be greatly appreciated. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this journey. You know, in going into this, I know it's going to be a challenge. There's going to be stuff that I have not studied or have seen in life since I graduated high school 12 years ago. Not 12 years ago, 13 years ago? Yeah, about 13 years ago, I think. So, I've been out of school for a long time. I gotta learn math again. There's a lot of math I gotta go over. I was never crazy about math to begin with, so I really gotta focus, and, you know, I really want to learn everything I can and master everything that I can, and start a new career. And, you know, maybe one day I can open up my own shop, you know, after a few years experience doing it for other people, be an independent mechanic or technician, which is something that I would really like to do. So yeah, I guess that's really all that I have to say in this video. I don't think there's really anything else, but I just wanted to let you guys know that, you know, I'm going to be going through this. Everything's already set up. I start orientation later this week, and then my class begins next week, and that's it. And then, you know, it'll be 60 weeks. So, I just want to thank everybody again who has been following this channel, you know, and the progress that we made with the Aztek and everything. You know, I guess that's really all that I have to say. I'm just, you know, excited to do this. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. The closer that it gets, I just can't wait to just learn more, you know, and not just through YouTube videos, and actually be able to get my hands on some stuff and learn that way also. So that's all that I've got. If you guys enjoyed this, you know, give this video a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Again, you can also check out my Teespring store, www.teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight, for all of the MVS and vlog merchandise that I offer. And that's it. So I want to thank you guys again for all your support and for watching. And as always, I will see you guys next time. So take care.